extra help.
Yeah, no problem.
I know I'm on your case about your money, but there's some things to think about.
Okay, apologies for that. Let me just tweet out the stream real quick. Boom. Okay, so that's all set. Yes, I want to switch apps. Okay. So if you're missing, if you're missing anything from this, or if you're just tuning in, I just traded away Lucas Spiza and third round pick in next year's draft for a second round pick in next year's draft and a third round pick in this year's draft. So I basically get an extra third round pick in this year's draft and lose one next year, and then add an extra second round pick, although in next year's draft. And so that's fun. And then Caleb Jones was just waived by Edmonton, and so I decided to pick him up. I needed a defenseman to replace Jones, and I had one actually in the minors that I had signed. That was a 77 overall, so he kind of replaced Spiza on the third pairing, but then there was still Walford there. He's a 74, and Jones is a 78 overall. And while, it's not a big upgrade, it's a pretty sizable upgrade. Also, Suhonen's now a 77 after being a 76 when he got in there, so that's already improvement. Just from a little bit of time in the AHL, so that's really cool. Alright, so best lines, let's just take a look at this now. Really no issues. Again, still the rebuilder status. No real changes, although my third pair definitely got a lot. Second and third pair definitely got a little worse. Well, second pair got worse, but I'd have to say my third pair actually got better by adding Setkov and Jones. Because Setkov is a 3-point upgrade over. So basically I got like 1 overall point, or 2 overall points better, because Schuster moved up. So it's a net loss, but it's still, I think the defense as a whole is a little better, even after losing Spiza. So 34 points in 51 games for Eric Haula, our free agent acquisition this past off season. He was one of the players that headlined. I think it was Muzzin and Haula, and I think that was it. I think Johansson was already on the team last year. Pat Maroon, no, I'm sorry, all those picks were in next year's draft. I'd rather have them in this year, and I know this year's draft's a lot better, so people are more hesitant to get rid of picks. But I'd rather keep my picks. So 2 straight overtime-ish losses. And a win against the Penguins. So again, we're second round pick for Pat Maroon, and I only give up a 5th in next year's draft. Do they have theirs in this year's draft? Well, I accidentally deleted the wrong one. Hello. And if you were just joining, I'm just working on making a trade with the Calgary Flames, Pat Maroon, and I accidentally deleted him from the trade. So I really want to see they don't. So it's just a 2nd in next year's draft. Could I try and get like a 6th from them, or will that not slide? I feel like that's adding. What? It's just a 6th. Let's try just adding a 7th, just so I get like an extra prospect in the system. Okay, they accept, so I just get 1 extra pick. We're gonna go to roster moves, and I think it's time to see. I mean, hit that Suhonen up with the team. And I'm gonna stop. And oh hey, we win. Okay, so against the Rangers we win. I get a 2nd in next year's draft, which was really cool. I needed to fix the lines real quick because Suhonen's there. Okay. So again, he's supposed to be a 4th line forward right now. 1 game played, -2. Yeah, okay. But it actually gives me an opportunity to let Mammon get better ice time as a top 6 forward. Gives me an opportunity to get Tippett a little bit more ice time, or Sheary a little bit more ice time, Bykov a little bit more ice time as well. Heponiemi's up to a 78, so I mean, not bad. It's definitely... I think that's it, though. I think those are all the players that I put on the trade block, so other than our prospect. And we're ending the season against Detroit. We're ending the season against the Red Wings now. So that'll actually be pretty exciting and pretty cool. Also noticed that Suhonen was on the ice for both of the Rangers' goals in a 5-2 win. Ouch. 3-2 shootout win, so 3 straight wins now. Can we continue that against Boston? We can't. We get demolished 8-3. Holy crap. 4-3 win though, so I mean 4 wins in our last 5 games. Not bad. That's with a couple trades. Has Suhonen recorded a point yet? We're going to go to rookie skaters. He is not. Setkov is not either, but I think Setkov's a defensive. No, he's two-way, okay. Puck skills, he's actually a really good passer, wow. Not a great shooter. Really good physical. Skating's weak. Skating's the reason why he's not as good. Okay, yeah. Cliff Poo has played in 3 games this season and had 4 points. LOL. Poo was traded away from the Canes. That's kind of funny. And now Heponiemi, 23 points in 56 games as a rookie. Not too shabby. So Suhonen does not have any points. He has 1 penalty, 7 shots. Not a whole lot. I kind of want to sim to see when he gets his first NHL point, which might be a little annoying. But it actually seems like the team's doing pretty well with him on the roster. I don't know, man. They've had 3 wins in 4 games. Look at that. Oh, I saw Suhonen there. It was a face-off. Oh, man. Goals. So we have Heponiemi, Everly, Hunt, and Merrill scoring. So a good mix. Only 1 goal from the first line, which is kind of something I like to see. Then they come back, wow. And we win. Bykov scores, I think, maybe one of his 5 goals of the season. So Suhonen got his first point on Dryden Hunt's 5th goal of the season. He gets his first NHL point, a primary assist. Things we like to see. Everly assisted by Johansson, Heponiemi assisted by Janmark and Tippett. And then you get Bykov assisted by Mammon. So that was his 7th goal of the season. He's not a goal scorer, he's a playmaker. Like a pure playmaker. So 5-3-2 in our last 10 games. Not great. We did have a long losing streak before that. No, though, not so much. I do want to see when Suhonen gets his first NHL goal. I like to see when my first round picks succeed. Shutout loss against Washington. Definitely a little tough. Playing against Carolina now, who is a ridiculous 7-1-2 in their last 10 games. And Carolina's missed the playoffs twice in this stream. I think in both previous seasons. But with the way they're looking right now... Oh, this is the trade deadline. So this is at the trade deadline. There's nothing I'd like to acquire. We've already acquired a few picks. I don't want to give up any of them. I'd rather keep them right now. I'd rather fill up the system. Suhonen scores his first NHL goal on Curtis McElhinney in the first period. What a guy. And then Teuvo Teravainen scores for the Hurricanes. Hamilton scores from the top of the circles. Yeah, he's good. And Mammon scores, I'm assuming, on a breakaway. Nothing there. And in overtime, Dougie Hamilton wins it again. Peter Mrazek can't beat his former team. And Matthias Janmark is now out with back spasms. Yikes. So that's a decent hit to the bottom 6, because I think he's the best player on the bottom 6 right now. But now I know we don't want to sit around and sim every game now. I just wanted to see when Suhonen got his first goal, and luckily for me it was pretty quickly into the thing. So, haven't been watching. Lot of losses. Wow, we do win 1-0 shutout win against the Hurricanes, and we get a 4-1 win against Chicago. Central Scouting releasing their rankings now. That's pretty cool. Still looking like we'll probably get a top 5 pick, and so even if we just get a top 10 pick, tons of elite talent in this draft. An actual ton of elite talent. That guy's being scouted. He's being scouted. I don't know why we haven't scouted him yet. Vesa Malmivara. Ted Jaspers, I don't know why we're not scouting him yet. We need a better Scandinavian scout. Noted. This guy, yeah, I already said he was being scouted. Okay, I just wanted to see. And we had 1 gem last time. Now we have 4 of them. Lou Palin. Ugh. He plays in the Central, so no relation to Sarah. Thank you. Be here all night. Strength, agility, and offensive consistency are weaknesses, which is a little bit of a concern for a right winger that we think is a sniper, but okay. Pitten's still there. Low top 4 in the end of the second round. Dennis Duda. B- shooting as a defenseman, two-way defenseman. Offensive instincts, defensive zone play, and passing ability. Puck skills are actually pretty decent for a defenseman. No comparisons. And then Pietrangelo, we think could be medium elite. He's still being scouted, but that's something to keep an eye on. A lot of busts in this draft, as well as a lot of really good talent. So that doesn't surprise me, but a lot are in the 3rd and 4th rounds, which is kind of how it works in these games. The 3rd and 4th rounds are not very good. Or if they are, you really have to look. There we go, a win against Toronto. So a lot of shootout losses. So we definitely need more goal scorers. Howell is out until the end of the season. We won against Philly, which is really awesome. Overtime loss, shootout loss, 2-1 loss, 33, 36, and 11. About the same as where we were at last year, actually. I think we have less wins, but more overtime losses, so kind of balances out, but the goal was 40. We did not hit 40. Johansson scores in the first period. No goals for Detroit. And Sheary and Everly finish off the season. 3 stars of the game, Peter Mrazek making 29 saves, Everly with a goal and assist, and Marcus Johansson with a goal. So that is it for this season. I'm going to sim just to the 7th just so I can get out of the way. Howla missed the last game of the season. Yeah, he was able to play right after that. So he would have been ready for the playoffs, which would have been a really nice boost for the team, but unfortunately no playoffs. Western Conference matchups. Well, let's actually just check it out. So Everly finished as the team leader with 52 points. Let's check that out first. Let's do that. 52 points. Also, the Great Britain Reign. Reign was the best name I could come up with when I thought of this franchise mode team like a year ago. Everly led the team in points with 52. Bykov was next with 51 points, which is a 6-point improvement on last season's totals. Same amount of goals, set a career high in assists though, and points. Shot more, didn't really help him. He was given more power play ice time, probably, but less ice time per game because he wasn't on the first line because of Howla. More takeaways, slightly more giveaways, but more takeaways, which is really good to see. I like looking to see if my forwards are doing that. Howla, 49 points. I think he would have hit 50 if he wasn't hurt for the last 5 games of the season. Sheary with 48. That was a really good signing, actually. Johansson. Memon had 35. That's probably what you're going to expect from him. Also, Heponiemi also had 35, and he was out for 4 games this year. Tippett picked it up with 33. Muzzin improved on last season's totals, or his last season's totals with, I think, Toronto. And got a lot more assists, less goals, but a lot more assists for 33 points. As far as rookie skaters are concerned, we had Heponiemi leading the way. Suhonen had 5 points in 26 games, 77 overall. We'll probably expect him to be on the roster in some capacity next year. I do like Heponiemi's totals, though. No rookie goalies. So, a decent season from our team. We had a couple 50-point scorers. We had Howla do really well. The playoff favorite is actually Columbus, who is playing Carolina. So Carolina did make the playoffs. They'll be playing Columbus. We got a Washington versus Pittsburgh first-round matchup. That'll be fun. Tampa versus Boston. Toronto versus Buffalo. So I want neither team to win that series. Cool. Colorado versus Winnipeg. Dallas versus the Ducks. And Calgary versus Vancouver. If I had to make a guess, it's going to be a a Columbus versus Anaheim. I'm going bold. Anaheim. Stanley Cup final with Columbus winning. Which means that Columbus is going to get swept by Carolina in the first round, and Anaheim's going to lose in the Eastern Conference, or the Western Conference Finals. Okay, regular season is over for the AHL team, and I don't think the AHL team did anything, because Suhonen wasn't there for a while. Central Scouting releasing their rankings. Since we missed the playoffs, we are getting a top 16, top 15 pick, I want to say. Yeah, top 15. So, just want to make sure every player in the top 15 has been scouted, and they have. Wharton's being scouted, Johnston's being scouted. Jaspers is no longer being scouted. Hopefully we'll get that last potential in comparison in there. I doubt we'll need it, but you know. Still 4 gems. We don't know anything about Palin. He should be done though. And Pietrangelo is a medium top 4D, which is actually better than this guy who's a low top 4D. Although this guy's a lot worse. And he's also 20. So Dennis Duda probably is the guy that I want. I don't know. Pietrangelo, higher potential. I don't know, because the difference between a low and medium in this game is actually pretty significant. Yeah, I don't know. Columbus won. Okay, so I did pick the cup winner correctly. Yay me. I looked at the cup favorite, saw that. Did I get the so we actually finished 9th. Our last push at the end of the season was probably enough to do that. So we have the 9th overall pick now, which is still a top 10 pick. Probably means, though, that we won't have any of the elite players left, which is annoying. Maybe Cheka. If not, Moises Leg, which is a hilarious last name. Actually is pretty solid. A physical. B's everywhere else. Mark-Edouard Vlasic comparison. You also have Rakos here. Slightly worse, but again a Vlasic comparison. And then Christian Harding. Pro release, offensive instincts, and foot speed, even though his skating's a C. Shooting's an A, so he's a sniper. Could use more of that, but he's definitely more of a project than we rank him 11th. So if I had to go, I'd go Leg, literally in order, Leg, Rakos, and Harding. One extra gem added to the board, and it's Jalen Amadio. Again, HC Davos coming in clutch. Early second round now. I know we still have our second round pick. I might actually trade up using one of our later picks. Size and strength, puck protection, offensive instincts. He's a right winger. He's a power forward. He's 6'5", 213. Milan Lucic comparison, which I'm not stoked about, but I mean, you can't pass up on a guy that has that good potential that late in. Lou Palin's another good player at the end of the draft. Skating, physical, and defense isn't great, but again, top 6 forward probably means that he's going to grow really quickly. So, yeah, really solid second round. And one really good third round player as well. And that's a guy that I could probably use Toronto's pick on. Patrick Marleau finally retired. 1234 points. Marian Gaborik had 899. Matt Cullen retired actually today in real life. Curtis McElhaney retired. Career backup that never really found his game until like the last 5 seasons of his career. Still a decent save percentage as his career. Hannu Toivonen. want to see who he played for. He played in the AHL a little bit. He played in the NHL exclusively 2007 to 2008, and then the AHL like briefly. Was never really that great. So interesting. All right. So cool. Marlowe and Bellemare are now scouts. Bellemare. Um, we'll go see the awards now. I do want to see who won awards this season. Columbus. It was a Columbus versus Edmonton final. I'm glad that Columbus won. Sagan. Actually, how many cups has Columbus won? Just the one. Okay, so that was their first Stanley Cup. Miro Heiskanen won the Norris. That's really cool. So Dallas was a pretty good team this year. It looks like Capo Caco won the Calder. Okay. Sergei Bobrovsky won the Conn Smythe. Again, this thing is so biased towards goalies. Unless your player is like a point per game and ridiculous, like your goalie's gonna win the Conn Smythe. It's kind of dumb how it does that. Jonathan Quick won the Vezina. Bobrovsky won the William M. Jennings. Gudas won the Masterton. That's hysterical. That's hilarious. O'Reilly won the Selke. Good for him. Sagan, Ted Lindsay, and the Rocket Richard. Anything of note in the AHL? Sarla, MVP. Rantanen, Rookie of the Year. That's for Carolina. Sarla won the Sportsmanship Award, and that's it. And Vitek Vanacek won the Calder Cup with Hershey. Okay, so heading into the draft, what am I looking for? This is finally one of those things where I'm now in a position where I don't need anything in particular. Also, let's just see. Koltsov was first overall, 83 overall. Sarenheim was 78 overall. And then Holst was also 78. Okay. So Daniil Chayka was picked. I'm a little disappointed about that. I really liked Chayka a lot. Yeah, gonna have to go with Moises Leg here. Even though he's a defensive defenseman, really good stats, and so I think I can use him sooner rather than later. And he's 75 overall. I could actually probably sign him and have him play in the AHL. I think that's what I'll do. 39th overall. Is that gem still there? He's not. Ugh. Oh, that's so irritating. But we have a chance to add a winger, which we don't have a whole lot of. Jakob Lebda. Eric Stahl comparison. Nice. He's a sniper. B shooting, B minus senses, C defense and puck skills. Okay. Donnelly's a two-way forward. No comparisons. Kind of the same deal. I think I'm going to go with Lebda here. I do see that goalie, but 61 overall is not bad. So 70th overall for a third and a fifth in next year's draft. No. So this means that there's a player that they like. And if I had to guess, it's this goalie. Duras. Matthias Duras. Forgethic Maturity. Of course, it could also be this guy. Brendan Rodney. No, it's not him. It's the goalie. Gonna pick the goalie. So wait, I do see a trade down there. Vegas acquired Saad. So few trades in this draft. So Chicago acquired 22nd overall pick for Brandon Saad and a 4th round pick. So Vegas gets Brandon Saad and a 4th round pick, and they trade Vancouver's first, 22nd overall. So before I do anything else about that, Chicago, with the haul from that trade, gets Filppula here. Medium elite two-way forward. Wow, that's a really good pick. That's a really good pickup for Chicago, getting that medium elite forward. Next trade, 51st overall and a 2nd round pick. So 2 seconds for the 27th overall pick. 35th for 38th and a 4th. That's ridiculous. Wow. So Ottawa probably traded up to get that gem. JG Pajot and a a third and probably two minor players or picks for the 37th overall pick, Craig Anderson and Bobby Ryan for a second. That's a steal for Ottawa. And 58th overall for 2020 third, or for the next year's third, and the 99th overall pick in this year's draft. So a very interesting draft so far as trades are concerned, but I definitely think Chicago might have won that trade. Now we're picking 88th overall using Toronto's pick now. We're going to pick this Palin guy because there's really nobody else that's great. I know he's not great in skating, physical, or defense, but our scouts rank him as a gem, and I gotta pick the gem. You know, medium top six right winger. I do have a lot of those, but when you can add another good prospect, I mean, who's gonna say no to that? 101st overall now, so 13 picks later. I see a medium elite goalie here. I did just pick a goalie. Abel Smith. Yeah, I'm gonna... Ooh, I don't want to pick him. I want to pick the goalie, because I can always just trade away a goalie if I have too many in the future. And I mean, you can't say no. A medium elite goalie's great. I don't see anything great here. Any more gems or busts? I think that's it. So Central Scouting... Low top 4D, it's Jaffray. Skating, defensive consistency, and balance are weaknesses. Passing ability and puck control are pretty good for an offensive defenseman. He needs to get better at skating, needs to get better defensively. Low top 4D potential, though, is excellent value in the 5th round. 6th round now, and I believe we have 2 7th round picks. That guy we rank so low that I'm concerned. Wow, just AHL players here now. So it looks like we're going off the board with a low top 6 forward, Bedřich Kalus. 20-year-old, probably will never play in the NHL. 56 overall at age 20. No, I might just get rid of him now. I did my best, and that's all I could do. Yeah. So, picked a lot of defense in this draft, so we're going to go with Dwight Meal. And at the end of the draft, we got 210th overall now. Sundin. Just kind of a raw prospect. It's always kind of a concern when you see them rank character as a strength, because that means nothing in this game. Oh, I have 3 7th round picks. Oh, that's right, because I got one out of Calgary. So 9 picks later, we're going to go with anything. Holden and Thrallfall. Sure. He will probably never play. Wow, that guy was drafted. Krinkovic was just drafted and he was put on the trade block. So it just looks like 95th for 123rd and then a 4th in next year's draft as well. So I think that'll do it for the draft. It will, because there's only 2 picks left. And there was a medium top 6 forward that was just picked. I'm mad. Sim to resign phase. We have 1 scout that's expiring, and he's an AHL scout. And I don't scout the AHL ever, so that's better. I'd like to get a better Scandinavian scout, so I'm also going to fire him. I'd like to get a better SHL scout, I'm sorry. Okay, now We're gonna go to contracts. I don't think we have any major ones up. Mammon. Is available for re-signing. I'll sign him for that. Beaulieu. No. Okay. Jonathan Ang. Possible 4C option. Dryden Hunt. Bye. Alteri Filppula. You've declined a lot. Rutkiss. I'm sorry. You are a member of Team Great Britain, and I appreciate you for that. But bye. Left wingers. Liam Kirk. Still doing okay. That guy was a 7th round pick. Okay, no. I do have Dylan Robinson coming in, who I'm kind of excited for. I would love to re-sign Janmark, but probably means that he wants a little bit too much. Lamico could be AHL or a scratch depth at best. Cliff Poo I will also sign. Lindqvist I will pass on. Simon Holmstrom, a nice 69 overall. And then Chaykovich, 67 overall. So they actually flipped. So Holmstrom, who was supposed to be the gem in that draft, actually got better, even though they were about the same. He was my 109th overall pick 2 years ago, and this was actually 64th overall, so I might actually get better value out of Holmstrom. I also have Anthony coming in, Ian Anthony, a 3rd round pick, medium top 6 forward. Gonna hold off on signing him for another year because I do have Holmstrom and Chaykovich coming in. I don't want to ruin that. Defense. Schuster. I will qualify Jones. Gonna qualify Stillman. Keep Fitzgerald. And release. Now we're also gonna get Leg under contract as well. That's not what I meant. All expiring. Now goalies. Peter Mrazek. Neither of the goalies want extensions. That's fine. I can just sign them for the cheap in free agency. Mishka. Dracher. Jace Phillips. He's 20. Playing in the US probably won't help him. So we'll sign him. As much as I would like Teres, I'm gonna say no. McClellan's the only goalie I have next year. How many goalies do I have now? Okay, literally just the one. Both of these guys are not great. So, Mishka, welcome to the team. And I will need to sign 2 goalies. Ugh. Not great. Alright, so everybody accepted, which is cool. Gonna sim to free agency now. Did qualify a few people, so hopefully they'll accept. Riley Stillman accepted. Mishka accepted. Jones accepted. So I think all the people I qualified accepted. Yep, cool. Okay. Before I forget, let's go do scouting. Let's grab that extra scout from, or for Sweden. Hopefully, there will be a better one. There is a lot better of one, actually. Boom. And I still need a QMJHL scout or a Russian scout. QMJHL, there's a guy with a couple B minuses, whereas Russia looks like we're on QMJHL. So yeah, extra QMJHL scout basically means that I'll just be able to scout more players a little quicker. So I'll get to know more about the guys at the end of the draft a little quicker. Cool. Free agents. Biggest priorities. Defense. So Jacob Trouba, welcome to Great Britain. Because I am going to offer you all of the money. Literally all of it. Okay. He'll be 32 by the time that deal's up, I think. Ryan Pulak is a UFA, thank goodness. He's like a good second pairing defender on the back of the team. Now we need help kind of everywhere. So Schwartz wants 5 years. He'd be 34 by the end of that deal, but he'd be my best left winger. Again, I'm offering, well, let's do that. That way, he'll only be 33. Kyle Palmieri. Another guy that would push down a few people on my lineup, which is okay. Don't want him for that long, so I'll do only 3 years. 6 million. Drake Caggiula as well. I could use another guy like that. Gonna add one center to the team. I like Denault. He's better than what I have at center right now. Yeah. So who did I add? Trouba and Pulak. Nobody's interested in Petrie just yet, as they should be. Goalies. Let's grab the goalies real quick. Jeez. I could go with Darcy Kemper. 2 years? That's not bad. I know he's not great, but just offer him a little more than he wants. Get Malcolm Subban back on like a decent contract. The problem is I still need defense, but I don't want to pay any of these defensemen. I can get Pellick for a little bit. Let me only give you 1 year, because I think I'll be okay on defense. So I got one to replace the defenseman I traded, one to add, and another one to add. Think I'll be okay. Oh no, I got rid of Beaulieu, and so I basically just replaced my defense. Okay, let's get Schmaltz then. I totally forgot. 2 years. Okay. I think that's good enough to where I can say that my team improved. They didn't improve at all in goaltending, really, all that much. But we're getting a bunch of pieces. Potential. Vorobyev was probably a prospect of mine. He wasn't. I'm just looking just in case there's some prospects that I might be interested in. There aren't. Yeah. Alex Lintoniemi. Hurricanes prospect. I think we're good. I think we're okay. I added a few prospects anyways. Advanced day. We're gonna hope and pray that one scout signed and the other scout. Perfect. That's what I hoped for. Okay. So, now we're gonna go see. Kajula accepted. Okay, cool. Second line left wing. Deneau accepted. Probably second line center for this team. There haven't been a lot of great centers on the market. Palmieri accepted, so first or second line right wing, so that's really good for me. Pellick defense, Pulak defense as well. Kemper accepted, Schwartz accepted, so he's my first line left winger now. So that means Kajula will probably be my third line left wing, which actually helps the depth. Malcolm Subban, Schmaltz. Couple depth players added. I think just the team's a little deeper now. I think we're good. Don't want to make too many additions to the team. Jacob Trouba. You're right. Trouba's like the headline addition. And then there's Schwartz and Palmieri. So yeah, that's a really good upgrade on defense for next year. Okay. So we're simming to the next season right now. Scouting had a bit of an upgrade for sure. Defense got a big upgrade. Offense got a decent upgrade, I'd say. Like a couple really good players. And goaltending got like a 1 overall point upgrade. So the biggest upgrade here is the defense now, and I'm really happy about that. So, what else is there now? I'm actually kind of excited to see what the team looks like. And now I can. So, Jaden Schwartz, first line left winger. Eric Howla. Bykov, welcome to the first line. Palmieri. Eberle, Howla, Sheary. Johansson, Deneau, Tippett. Kajula. This was actually a lot more growth than I thought it would be from my prospects. Heponiemi's still ranked as a fourth line forward, so I'm going to leave him there for now. Problem is this team has so many like third line centers. Mammon. Who's scratched? Real quick before I look at the defense. Setkov and Jones. I'd love to have Setkov play. So it's Muzzin and Trouba. Really good first pair. John Merrill and Ryan Pulak. Yeah, that's just a better defense. We have no players in the 70s now. Wow. Okay, cool. See, as much as I'd love to have Mammon playing, his career high in points is only 35, whereas Johansson, 39, 39, 34, 42, excuse me. I think that's better. Drake Kajula as... Yeah, okay, he's putting up like fourth line numbers. Whereas Tippett last season I think was better than Kajula's best season, so that's okay. Philip Deneau. Yeah, alright. So cool. And then goaltending's the same. AHL now. Mika Suhonen starting in the AHL. Gonna have to trade Mammon. I don't want Suhonen rotting in the AHL. Jonathan Ang, Cliff Poo, cool. Zetterlund, Gallant, and Lamico, Soderlund, Liam Howell, and Sarah Noel, Horvat, Alvin Kidd. So Kidd was the guy that's coming in now. I'm gonna put him above Howell and Liam Kirk. I'm gonna put him above Soderlund. Galvas, that's cool. Walford, cool. Leg starting on the second pair. In the AHL, goalies, Mishka and Phillips. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to trade Mammon. Because I want to keep Johansson. I think Mammon's too underwhelming. So, proposed trade. Let's see who around the league wants Maxime Mammon. Yeah, because Suhonen's my second most valuable player, and it's like half Trouba and Muzzin. Well, I think he's a right winger. I would be wrong. Yeah. I mean, the Ducks kind of want him. Could I get Benoit Gruel? And a fourth. Let's try that. Can I get more? So I want to see at what point I'm getting too greedy. Well, we'll just do that. So go to roster moves, and I'm going to call up Suhonen. We'll leave Ang and Pooh. They'll be fine. Yay! Alright. So now it's weird. Johansson's on the fourth line, and Suhonen is playing on his offside. Okay. Let's just switch that around. I mean, I guess I could leave Bykov there for now. So what's Schwartz? Sniper. Palmieri's a two-way forward. I think Howlett is too. No, he's a playmaker. Bykov's the better playmaker. Okay. Those roster moves are done. This team could make the playoffs. It's a stretch. So we had 33 wins. I'm thinking this team's good for 40 wins. Setting the same goal as we did last season. So we didn't reach it. So I think that this is going to be nice. Okay. So now 5-1-0 in the preseason basically means we're a Stanley Cup champ. Go to Assign Scout. I just want to make sure. SHL and Liga. Perfect. Just wanted to make sure he was an SHL player. Or SHL Scout. Alright. Home opener against the... Or not opener. Season opener against the Devils. And it's an 8-2 win. Crazy. Okay, we're going to stop simulating here. And I always like watching the home opener. I do. So we're going to sim to it. Boston is 0-2-0. We are 1-1-0. With an 8-2 win in our first game of the season. What a way to start the season. First period now. Boston gets off to an early start with Patrice Bergeron scoring. We tie it thanks to Connor Sheary. Trent Frederick scores. And Jonas Donskoy just ices the cake. So we lose in our home opener. Tough. But we have a nice couple of games before a 4 game. So we have 2 games on the road to start the season, 3 home games, then 4 road games. That's just so weird. Alright. So we're going to sim to have about the halfway point of the season, check how the team is doing, and that's when I like to really assess, like, okay, what can I do to make changes in the last 40 games that'll either A, set us up for playoff success, or B, set us up for draft success. 2-1 win, okay, back at 500, and a 3-2 win. So we start off the homestand with a loss, but then we close out the homestand with 2 nice wins. And let's check out the draft right now. Zachariah Pitt moved up all the way from 3rd to 1st overall, which you never see that happen. Jorgen Tarnqvist currently being scouted as well by our new SHL scout. And Fred Deming fell from 2nd to 3rd. Another pretty solid draft. We know very little about a lot of these guys. Whereas the last draft, we already knew a lot about these guys, which is kind of a weird thing. One bust identified Lance Kuiper. And that's it. So he was projected to go in the early to mid 4th round. So okay, back under 500 with 2 quick losses. Road trip did not start off well, but a 5-1 win. So this team could be a 500 team, which is, I mean, if we don't lose any shootout losses or overtime losses, that's over 40 wins. Broken ankle for our starting goalie. That hurts. A 3-2 win in Boston. Against Carolina now, 5-1 loss. So, yeah, Darcy Kemper being out really hurts the team. But Malcolm Subban's a capable goalie. So it's just, one of those things. 6-5-0 at the end of October. That's okay. Adam Pelech is now out for a little bit, so he's a defender that we use a lot. A 5-4 shootout win. Okay, I'll take it. John Merrill and a 4th in exchange for Tomas Tatar. I kind of like having Merrill on the team. I don't know. Alright, after a pretty road-heavy start to the season, multiple players on the team are now able to get dressed. Cool. 4 home games. It starts off with a nice 6-3 win against the St. Louis Blues. Calgary now. Shutout loss. That's not great. Wow. Jake Muzzin and John Merrill for Ilya Samsonov. A 3rd and a 4th. I need to take those guys off my trade block. That's ridiculous. Why are they on there? And a 6-1 win against Detroit. So 9-7-0. Now that we're looking at the trade block, who's leading the team in points? Jordan Eberle with 18 points in 16 games. What am I doing? Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. Barrels trading block. Well, who's on Anaheim's block? Trip. Alright. I really don't want Muzzin or Merrill on the trading block, because I have defensemen. My team's defense is kind of a weak point, I mean, let's look. Yes, the affiliate game will be simmed. Let's see, our rankings, 80 goaltending, so our backup goalie's playing. We have a 2-point upgrade on defense, mostly thanks to Trouba and a couple other upgrades, but a 3-point upgrade on offense, mostly due to development. Actually, so. Alright, we're a middle-of-the-road team still. This time we're actually, 1 or 2 pieces away. We're a first-line center away from being a legit contender. We're we need a first-line center and extra defenseman. I literally just took them off my trade block. Although 2 first-round picks is nice. A 3-1 win against Nashville. So, St. Louis and Vegas now. We did just beat St. Louis, and we beat them again. and a shootout loss against Vegas. So we're over 1/4 of the way towards my goal of 40 wins that I set. Good year for rookies. Okay, basically just means that it's going to be a good draft. Nice, another win against the division opponent. I believe this is the first game against the defending champs, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Darcy Kemper's now back. Heck yeah. And a shootout loss against the Blue Jackets, but we follow it up with a nice win against Toronto, which Toronto is in division, so I'd rather have that. Darcy Kemper's now out again with a broken ankle. Yes. Great. A big 7-2 win against Detroit. The Detroit Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings. Yeah, still some shootout losses. We don't have as many goal scorers. 2 first-round picks for Muzzin would be huge. Toronto got more, but Muzzin was also younger. So Domingue moved back up again. This is so weird. Pitt. Evgeny Malkin comparison. Patrick Kane comparison. This guy's he's over an assist per game and almost a goal per game. 49 points in 25 games. He's almost 2 points per game. Pitt is nowhere near that, but he's a two-way forward, so yeah. That's crazy. So with this guy, are you getting a guy... You're getting a guy that's NHL ready. Probably in the low 80s. 2 busts now. We already had this guy and this guy, who's projected to go a little later in the draft. Like 5 picks later. Muzzin, a 3rd and a 4th for 2. I don't know why they're offering me a worse trade than the one I already declined. This team might be a playoff team. I'm saying it right now. We lose against Buffalo, so yeah. Another win against Detroit. Even though Detroit's like one of the worst teams in the division, it still helps to beat those teams now. So yeah, losing against Boston, a division team. Yep, 2 straight losses, and actually 4 losses in our last 5 games is not great. Pellick is out for a little bit with a concussion. John Merrill, a 3rd and a 4th for a 2nd and a 3rd. Nope. Nope. Don't want it. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, we went against Montreal, which is another team in the division. Pellick is now back. I don't want to trade players. My team's finally over 500, and we win against Toronto, so 2 big back-to-back division wins. Going up to Edmonton now. Or no, that's at home. Well, we win, so it doesn't really matter. Chicago's a loss. Actually, a pretty decent loss, too. Our next division game is is New Year's Day. So we'll say it's an outdoor game. Multiple players are now able to be dressed. Not sure who. Kyle Palmieri's out for a little bit. Just about a week. So halfway point of the season, just about. Well, no. We've only played 38 games. This will be the halfway point of the season. The next Montreal game. So, well, we win against Montreal for back-to-back wins. Kyle Palmieri's back now, so that'll be even better for the team. Do we follow that up with shootout loss? Meh. We are now over halfway. Ooh, Eberle is now out. So despite some really tough injuries, we're still 21-16-4, which isn't great. No, it's still really good. Eberle was our highest point producer. Did I just see that we were in a playoff spot? We are third in the division. No freaking way. Wow. Everly's leading the way with 37 points in 41 games. Palmieri is next with 27, so there's actually not a whole lot of great. This team's offense isn't that great. Adding Jaden Schwartz was okay, 26 points, 41 games. He's actually on pace for a 50-point season, which is pretty good. And you got Bykov, again, doing alright. He might mess around and get a career high in goals, though. No? Well, maybe not. Okay. Rookie skaters now. Don't know if we have any. Nope, we don't. Wow. Okay. I do want to check and just see how well my player is doing. 36 points. I mean, he's 90 overall. Wow. So 44 points, 55 points, and 36 points. If he only didn't go to... If Detroit only let me have that pick. Alright. So that's the stats at the halfway point of the season. You all saw it. We're going to sim to the trade deadline now, March 1st. And I think that's it. Eberle's back now. Did we win against Montreal? I didn't see. No, we lost. We got shut out. Well, that's because we lost our best player. Schmaltz and 2/4 for Ty Ratty. No. Nope. John Merrill for a second and a fifth. No as well. Like, as much as I'd love to trade away my players, I don't. Okay, we beat Detroit. Another division win. I'd love to beat Toronto as well. Merrill and a third for a first from Winnipeg. Gonna say no again. Although that probably was too good of a trade to pass up. But this seems a playoff team right now. Our first shot at the playoffs in team history. Jaden Schwartz is now out for a couple days. We beat Carolina, which is a good Eastern Conference win. Again, just these two guys, they can never... NHL Central Scouting has not been able to come to a consensus yet. So it looks like we're going to be picking around this area. Good news is we already kind of have an idea of where we're picking, or of those guys in that area. We have identified a gem at the very end of the draft, and I think the 6th round. Wow, he's not good. And Järvinen in the middle of the 2nd round, where I believe I have a pick. I do have a pick in that area. Oh boy, he could be a good pick. And another bust, which is Arcabello now. End of the 3rd, early 4th round. I didn't mean to hit my mic with my phone. Apologies. Okay, Jaden Schwartz is back now. We have a and a shootout win against Washington. Cool. 25-19-5 before the long All-Star break slash like team required break. Schmaltz. Oh, it might have been Schwartz for a first. Schmaltz for Victor Rask. I just want to see how good Rask is in this game. I have no idea. 80 overall. L-O-L. Palmieri's out for about a week and a half now. John Merrill for Ryan Strome. I'm just so confused. Why is every team offering me their bad players? 6-3 loss. Alright, the team's coming back down to earth now. But we're missing Kyle Palmieri, so I mean... Jake Muzzin and Jordan Schmaltz versus Ilya Samsonov. Why? I'm sure Samsonov is great right now. If that's what they're asking for him, he's got to be great. 84 overall at age 24. So I mean, he's probably going to be closer to like 86, 85, 86 range, which is like a good starter. Hot. Alright. Thank you for tuning in.